What's up again? I just have a lot of thoughts on my mind today, trying to crank out a lot of footage. So, I just wanted to share some thoughts and feelings that I've been experiencing the past couple months, especially as I tried to decide to pretty much leave my religion that I grew up in. If you've heard from me before, you've heard I grew up very devout Mormon, loved the religion, loved the church, loved the people, loved it. As I came to doubting and questioning later in my life because of different circumstances going on, I found myself coming to this crossroads of like, I am afraid that the church is true, and I'm also afraid that it is not true. And there was kind of this arrogance too that I don't like to admit this, but this is really what I was thinking. When I grew up in high school, all my friends, I love my friends, they called me Morgan the Mormon, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it because it was something that set me apart. It made me unique. It made me special. And I loved my church. So it was just a win-win-win. And it had such a flow to it. So as I, was considering in my crossroads what to do about my doubts with the Mormon religion and how to handle that, I found myself feeling like my identity was in question. Not only my identity, but just my view of the world around me. So anyway, back to being arrogant. I remember thinking like, I don't want to stay in the church because I don't want all of these, quote, like narrow-minded people to be right. But I don't want to leave the church because I don't want all of these, quote, lesser people to be right. And that sounds so mean, but that is like how I felt. Like, and I'm not proud of it. I don't like it. But that's how I felt. I was like, because when I was in high school, I was Morgan the Mormon. I was better than them. And I loved my friends. I was a great friend. I was voted like nicest person and best shoulder to cry on senior year. So, whatever. But I grew up believing that in some respect I was better than them because I was following God and doing what God wanted me to do. And I was on this spiritual journey that was like so awesome. And it was awesome, but that perspective is not healthy. And it's not very conducive of a Christian loving person, ironically. So anyway, but then there was also this other side of my brain that was like, there's a lot of Mormon opinions that I don't agree with. And I don't want to be in that group of people that think that certain way about certain things that are against certain things that I am not against. So it was like, I don't want to be a part of either of these groups. So, I remember when I was a teenager at one point, so I was very devout all throughout my teenage years. I remember at one point talking to my friends about my religion. Occasionally friends from school would go to church with me if there was like a baptism or something. And I remember one day sitting on the steps of my church, outside steps, whatever, with two of my friends. And I remember telling them like, you know what, guys, like, I really love this church that I'm in. And if you ever want to like be a part of it or something, you could let me know. And they basically were very nicely trying to tell me that I was being brainwashed. And I was really hurt by that. But at the same time, I felt like, I don't know, I felt like I was in God's favor. And I still don't know what is true. But my perspective on it is different now because, again, I view this church as another religion. I don't view it as the one true church anymore. At the time, I felt like I was just this spiritual awesomeness and they just didn't understand and they couldn't understand, but hopefully one day they would understand. But now looking back, I'm like, was I just brainwashed? I don't like thinking like that. But the thing is, when you're raised in a religion, your mind is very malleable. People will tell you things and you'll believe it. We look at religions that are foreign to us as so strange, and yet our religions are just as strange. It's just we're used to it, you know? Like people who aren't Mormon looking in thinking, oh, you guys are doing baptisms for the dead? What is going on? But growing up with that, you're like, well, yeah, how are the dead people going to get baptized otherwise? That's what I thought. So yeah, I guess just wanted to put that out there that, you know, you think and feel weird things when you are challenging your beliefs, whether it's beliefs you grew up with or later in life you've just decided to start looking into what you want to believe or what you would like to believe or whatnot. You think weird things because we all have different experiences and different journeys, and you know, being in this crossroads of like, I don't want to be arrogant and like be better than these people, but I also don't want to be these people. So I guess my conclusion to that is that if God really is there, and I believe he is, I feel like all of his children are very important to him, very precious and very unique in their own way. And I feel like he must be proud of every success we have, regardless of what religion we're in, regardless of what we believe or if we believe. You know, when I was in the church and my husband was leaving the church, the biggest thing that made me feel better was a friend of mine said to me, you know, Jared can never get away from God's love, even if he doesn't want it, basically. And it just makes me think of the love a parent has for a child. Like, no matter what my son does in his lifetime, I'm going to love him because he's my son. It's not because of anything he's done for me, and it's not because of anything he'll do for anyone else. It's simply because he's mine that I love him. And I've loved him from the second that he existed. And I feel like that's how God, if God is there and he really does love us, unless he's like a jerk Old Testament God, then that's how he feels about us. He loves us exactly the way we are. He wants us to be happy. He wants us to learn and grow and have experiences. I don't know. Anyway, just doing a lot of videos today. Yeah, if you like these videos, please like and subscribe. Drop some comments below about your experiences with weird thought processes from your religious experiences. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'm sure I'll send you more weird things soon.